We're here to review Star Trek First Contact, right?
Yeah.
First Contact. This is the second Next Generation movie, which after Generations I didn't even fucking bother to go see in the theater.
Oh, really?
Oh, totally. No
Wow.
way. I'm not going to do that again. And so I saw it after the fact on video. And it'll be interesting to hear what you think about it. But when I saw it on video, and then I rewatched them all, I think in January, the Next Generation ones, because I hadn't seen them for a while, my opinion of First Contact was exactly the same when I just watched it a couple months ago than it was when I first saw it, which is, holy shit, you know, for me, I don't know what you're going to think, but for me it was like, holy shit, you know, what's his name? What's his name? The number
Riker?
one. For whatever reason, he got to helm it, he got to direct it. Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah, Frakes, yeah.
Frakes, whatever. And he got to helm it, and I gotta say, I don't know if it's him or why the hell this movie improved, but for me it's like Generations is a perfect example of pansy Generations crew and like, oh, he's in the water, ha 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 ha, you know, we're all laughing and fun, Data, and he pushes her off. That wasn't funny, and it's just like, no shit, you know? And for Generations is a perfect example of just stupid generations. And then, I don't know, if someone at Paramount, someone said, we gotta put some testosterone, we gotta give them some balls. And this movie is like, for me, out of all four Generations movies, probably the most just balls to the wall. It starts and just like never stops for me. It's just like, I can't even, you know, I kind of forgot about it again since I saw it, but it seems to me it starts and it's just like, okay, and they just rush into something, something happens and they gotta go back in time, and it's just like, it's just like, whoa, you know, it's just like, whoa, and I thought this movie was great, and I'd probably give it 3.5 stars. The only reason I wouldn't is, I guess, maybe that, it doesn't really deserve it anyway, but that scene where is a little tedious and long, where they're trying to, they're on the dish on the exterior of the ship, you know.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, I thought it was just a little long, and like, okay, I gotta flip the third thing, or whatever, but I just thought this was a perfect utilization of, like, especially, like, the Next Generation crew and the holodeck when he's like, and I love that gets huge points because I love that era, you know, so it's like Picard's got a Tommy gun, he's like, and it's just like, you
know what's the funny scene in that, or funny part of that scene?
What's that?
He's holding onto the girl and he's like, no, look at me, because they'll know otherwise.
Yeah.
Every other person in that scene is not looking at their partner, so it's, every time I see that, I just laugh hysterically.
So that's how they identify them.
Yeah, they're like, they're right there. They're awkwardly looking at each other.
But where the hell was I going?
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's worth saying. That's funny. It's like it's the same thing with the planet, the Death Star. Just shoot through the planet. One of those things that's right in front of you. But
Look, that's something the director probably should have just been like, no, guys, seriously, look at each other. That's a main thing in this whole scene. Every extra, look into your partner's eyes.
Yeah,
it's like the extras were just like, no. Can't look at her.
But this movie for me, it just starts and just never stops. I think it's great. I'll hand it to you, and I don't really like the Enterprise E. I think it's kind of dumb looking.
I couldn't really tell the difference.
Oh, really? It's completely different. Enterprise, like in the
it was flatter, right?
In the last 3 movies, it's like, well, the oval is, instead of like this, it's like this, like an arrow, like aerodynamic, and the ship's just like skinny and long. Yeah. It's my least favorite Enterprise. It's just dumb. Go ahead.
Yeah. I like the movie. I'll give it 3 stars. I liked it more the very first time I saw it. It doesn't work well for rewatching because, like, when you watch it the first time, you're sucked into the, like, whoa, this is a cool action movie and all this stuff. I've never seen an action Star Trek.
It is, and especially Next Generation action Star Trek. You know?
Yeah,
it's just like, whoa, mama.
So when you watch it, I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, this is kind of like Aliens, so much so that they're even coming out of the goddamn walls. And every time, like, the Borg starts coming out of the walls, I say the line from Aliens. They're coming out of the goddamn walls! But then, like, you even have a queen that's trying to assimilate everybody and stuff like that. So I'm like, this is a knockoff of one of my favorite my favorite movie of all time. Why not? Why not run with it? And I still like it. It works very well as an action movie. If you've never seen the show, this is an awesome, awesome movie. If you've seen the show, it kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because, like, well, even if you watch the movie, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Because the Borg are supposed to be a collective, right?
I don't know.
Well, the whole idea of the Borg is that they're all one unison.
Yeah.
They're all one being. Then why do they have a queen? Like that
Isn't
then
that weird?
doesn't make sense. And then like people argue like, well, maybe she's the one that they're all based off of,
Yeah.
which I've heard that. And then I was like, but in the original show, they wanted Locutus, who was Picard, to be the voice of the Borg. So then they already had that with the Queen. That doesn't make sense. But whatever. Like, ignoring stuff like that, the movie is very fun. Lots of action. It has, out of all the first 10 movies, it has the best pacing. It's like just boom, 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 and you're just like,
oh wow.
you're on the ride the whole time.
Like I say, I was amazed when I rewatched it because I remember thinking that when I first saw it, and I felt the same when I saw it just a couple months ago. It just starts and like doesn't stop.
I liked Cromwell as well, James.
Yeah,
Cromwell.
he's always great.
Yeah, he's always great. He was really great, particularly great in this. I also liked who was the woman? Was it Alfre Woodward or Woodward?
What woman?
The African American woman
I
that
don't
was
know.
pulled up onto the ship and had to escape with the Borg.
I don't know.
I liked her a lot as well. I liked the use of like all the characters was done well. Riker had a job and he wanted to make sure that he stuck Cromwell onto the journey to make first contact. And I liked Data, even though they took off his visor.
Oh, you mean Jordan?
Or what did I say?
Data.
Oh,
Even
sorry.
though they took off his visor.
No, I liked Geordi, where they had him sort of ground the Cromwell character and try to show him what his future could be, whereas Riker's tactic was like, he doesn't need to know. He just needs to know he needs to be here at this time and then go. Geordi was the one that was like, no, don't you understand? This is where your statue is. You're kind of pointing off that way as if to say you're looking into the stars. Like that whole... I like that stuff. Like that was really good. The use of the characters was fantastic. And then you had action hero Picard running around with his guns and whatnot, even though, like, he's just shooting his crew members left and right, and then he's like, there's no coming back from once you're a Borg, but they established in the opening scene that he was a Borg, and I was like, that's a little heartless, but whatever,
Well,
let's ignore that.
That's his excuse. He doesn't like them guys too well. Johnson, you bastard! There's no coming back. Oh no, she's my girlfriend. Don't shoot her. We can save her.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, things like that, where I'm just like, logic flaw, but whatever. It's a fun movie, and that's what it was meant to be. We didn't mention the music. The music is freaking glorious.
Fuck, I would have forgot about that.
This
Jerry
is my-
Goldsmith back is huge.
This is my favorite score of the next gen ones, and this is my second favorite score after the original, Wrath of Khan, which I consider the original.
Ooh.
That's fighting words to some people. But anyway, yeah, the music is great, especially in that opening scene where just the credits are rolling. It's so good. So I'm gonna give, and spoiler, I guess.
Oh.
How cool was it that they come in contact with the Vulcans first? That was really kind of
Oh,
neat.
wasn't that great?
Yeah.
I just felt like it was written by some huge hardcore fan. It was
Yeah,
just
totally.
paying a lot of homages and having just freaking fun.
Yeah, it was a good movie, and this is one of my favorites. As I say, I give it 3 stars. So there you have it.
One thing I forgot to mention in the Generations review is that when you mentioned like Picard being an action guy, like that's one thing that he completely failed in Generations. Like at the end when he's just not a good like action person, and just the way, especially it's like, he's just gets hit down the rocks, and he keeps just
Yeah.
and just having him do his stage Hamlet, you know, he can't just go He's got to have an accent on his.
Everything is a little
Well,
overacted.
it's just, yeah, it's just like, you know, yeah, you're being hit, but you don't have to put your accent on.
One thing that I have a question, when I watched the movie, I watched it with a bunch of people, and we were
Who'd
all
never
just
seen
sitting
it
there,
before.
who had never seen it before. They were sitting there, and they're like, so Data was made anatomically correct. He says that.
Oh yeah,
Who designed him to be anatomically, like, what kind of weird-ass, like, developer was like, I don't know, let's make it, and what does it look like? Like, if he is. We were just sitting there kind of in awe, speculating about that. It was kind of humorous. But yeah, like, that was just a weird developer thing. Because I sort of guess I imagine Data like the angels in Dogma, where they just have nothing. They're like a Ken doll. But I guess Data functional.
Fully functional.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that movie. I'm
And
sure
then
they made one.
yeah, they have the probably they have the at the end where he's like partial real skin.
Oh yeah, I
and stuff
forgot
like
about
that.
that scene. Yeah, we reviewed too late. I watched them all in anticipation, and by the time we actually reviewed, I forgot them all.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But yeah, there's so many aspects, and he's got that. It's in the trailer. Resistance is futile, and he's got that
Yeah.
skin. That was cool how they tried to your biggest dream is to be human. Here, let's graft some skin. How's that feel?
And the creepy hairs standing up and stuff like that when she blows on his skin.
Yeah. And it was cool that you thought he was actually being converted, and we find out, spoiler alert, that
He was playing.
he's just playing.
Yeah.
That was great, wasn't that?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, this is definitely a good movie. I think there's a lot of I don't want to say bad. It's just a lot of logic flaws in this movie that could make you not like it. But
If
the
you're
good
that kinda-
the good far outweigh the bad in this, so that you can't not have a good time
There's
watching
no
this
way
movie.
you can't. You gotta
So-
you gotta have something up your ass.
Yeah, pretty much. And so this is a strong one.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's about it.
Thanks for watching.